and welcome to another episode of Global Homeroom with Reach the World. I'm your host, Colin Teague. This week, we have a special episode marking the one-year anniversary of Reach the World's shift to entirely virtual programming in support of schools' transition to remote learning during the COVID-19 pandemic. Thanks to the amazing efforts of Reach the World's partner educators, volunteer travelers and explorers, and the Reach the World team, Reach the World was able to continue bringing the world into classrooms, whether they were virtual, in-person, or a combination of the two. Before looking at some highlights from this difficult but fruitful year of programming, I want to say thank you to our sponsors and to our educator, traveler, and explorer communities for persisting through complicated circumstances to continue providing global experiences for young learners. On March 13th, 2020, Reach the World made the difficult decision to cancel all in-person programming and to adapt our resources and programs to be used in a remote learning environment. By April 2020, all 50 states ordered public schools to be closed, and the vast majority of study abroad programs were suspended. As a result, Reach the World launched a resource page at home.reachtheworld.org to help students, teachers, and families continue their global exploration from home. On April 13, 2020, Reach the World hosted its first of many publicly broadcast virtual events for students. Here are some highlights from our virtual events featuring travelers, explorers, and scientists.
As I was saying before, this is a map of Taiwan. As you can see, it's very mountainous, and so it's basically separated into the east side and west side.
And it actually, I don't know if can you see my cursor on the screen? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm gonna trace like the original path. Like the original volcano used to be like up here.
No, like if there's a tree, if there's a camera here and the tree here, and an animal goes up the tree, we'll also take a picture of it.
Yeah, so if the animal is traveling from the ground up into the tree, it will take a photo of it.
So in Kosovo, the primary language or the language spoken by the most people is Albanian. Now there's also a Serbian ethnic group who speak Serbian within again the same country. It could be villages 5 minutes apart. I mean, you're getting these different languages.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I've always wanted to become an astronaut, but my stomach wouldn't be too happy with that. I wanted to ask, would you encourage someone to become an astrobiologist, and what steps would they need to take in order to become one?
That's a great question, John Paul. And 100%, I would encourage young students to become astrobiologists. And then the steps there are many different paths.
Another type, which we're going to tell you a little bit more about at a slightly higher level of technology, are called autonomous underwater vehicles.
So how successful have you been finding all those shipwrecks?
So we've become quite good at it.
So all I can say to you all is, I never thought I could get somewhere like the Titanic. I never thought I could take part in other expeditions, but I always dreamed about these things, and it happened to me. So what I would say to you all out there, follow your dreams, because you never know, one day it will come true for you.
As schools adjusted to remote learning, many teachers began to take their classrooms on virtual field trips and expeditions through Reach the World's Explorer program. Here are some highlights from our 2020 and 2021 expeditions.
We can understand where creatures live and how many of them live at places because of stuff that you guys collect. So with Backyard Bio, we want to connect classrooms with one another. We want to get you guys acquainted with these tools and tricks to help really contribute to amazing citizen science.
I've seen chipmunks in Central Park.
It was like one time I was outside and like I saw like a cockroach, but it was like flying. It was really weird.
This is a picture of a female kangaroo. We would call her an unmarked female, which means that she doesn't have any tags or collar. That female is pretty much on the field with us. And if you look behind, you can actually see that there's also another female that has a collar in the back.
We've got a question from Laura. Laura is wondering, are there any kangaroos that need special assistance?
Good question. I don't think we often encounter kangaroos that need any sort of help. And since we are coming on the field as ecologists, we're studying really the birth rates, the death rates of the population, our main role is really not to interfere in the population.
Peatlands are important ecosystems that are very wet and acidic, and because of that, when plants die, they accumulate in the system. Decomposition, or in other words, degradation of these dead plants is slower in peatlands because it occurs underwater compared to other drier systems like forests, for example.
What species have you discovered at Madagascar?
Did you ask what species did I discover in Madagascar?
Like how many different species?
How many different species? So I'd say about 20 different species of animals I've discovered through the guts of leeches.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have always dreamed of being a polar scientist in some way, shape, or form. And, you know, you're going to encounter challenges throughout your path into what you ultimately want to do. So just know that you can overcome those challenges if you have a true passion for something that you're really interested in doing, like science.
Thank you to the Mosaic team for all of your hard work researching and letting us be a part of your amazing project that you have going on. It was really cool to participate in, and I had lots of fun. Thank you.
By May 2020, many teachers were once again ready to add a global dimension to their curricula, and Reach the World's team resumed their work in helping accomplish this. Here are some clips from some amazing exchanges between classrooms and inspiring individuals from Reach the World's Traveler and Meet the World programs.
Melissa wants to know, have you ever felt sympathetic about the fact that other women didn't get treated or didn't have the same opportunities as you?
Yeah, I actually feel empathy because I always try to, I always try to feel what they are going through. And that is one of the reasons I became a teacher, because I wanted to be an example for the students. I wanted to be an example for the girls.
That salsa on the table, always, like all the time for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Doesn't matter. And we even put some chili on candies. Yes. So you have a lollipop, but it's mango with chili, or watermelon with chili. We put chili on everything. And
uno puede sentir la globalización que ha llegado a Chile. Pero cuando fui a Bolivia, por ejemplo, hay mucho más influencia indígena y mucho menos de otras partes del mundo.
You have a question. Hold it. What is your question?
What's the climate like?
Oh, yeah, I like this question. We have 4 types of climate. Most of all, we have the sun. So Tunisia is always sunny. But for example, if you go to the western part of Tunisia, it will be looking like Western Europe. It's always snowy, cloudy, and foggy. Now, if you're on the coast side, you will be enjoying the beaches. If you are in the southern part, you will be enjoying the Sahara, the camels, the sand dunes, and so on. So we have really a varied climate in Tunisia.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Are you guys now fighting for both the genders, or still focusing on like the female gender?
No, I mean, we often get asked that, and we focus on quality education for everybody, because we know that the best way to keep a girl in school and educate a school is for the school system to be strong, and you can't make that strong by just focusing on girls.
Any more interesting questions, Bonnie? Go right ahead.
So I saw one that came up twice, but it was, what do I do while the clothes are drying?
So, like I said, it takes hours. If it's a cloudy day, it would take maybe a day and a half just for my clothes to dry. And if we were to like wash bed sheets and stuff like that, that took forever. What did you see? Tell them what you saw.
I saw a giraffe.
Whoa!
And I saw monkeys crawling on the trees.
Yeah, very cool. See you, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Goodbye.
We appreciate you so much.
Bislema. Bislema.
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody say Bislema. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching this special episode of Global Homeroom with Reach the World. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to tune in to our next episode in 2 weeks, featuring an exciting guest from our Traveler program.